And that's really what we're trying to do, because you know, everyone knows somebody who has a personal story that either watched a family member or somebody that they care about or know got carried away in an ambulance because they had a heart attack or a stroke. In fact, in the United States, we have a new Vietnam about every month. We lose that many people to heart attack and stroke, and we don't seem to be doing the things that we need to do to take care of it. I want to share with you what the dentist role can do, because it's pretty significant. So this is a graphic illustration about gum disease, and how gum disease and the bacteria that cause gum disease can actually cruise through the body and cause all kinds of things. Different cancers. It can affect our end organ systems. It can affect us in a lot of different ways. And I'm going to, in the biggest way that it can affect us is irritate the vascular system, the 60,000 miles of blood vessels that we have running through our body, and irritation and drive up inflammation. So I also had the privilege to publish a couple professional pieces, and I have some of my colleagues are here that I'll introduce at the end tonight. But there's a lot of these little informational pieces, and there's some stuff out in the back table I have for you if you'd be interested. But these little pieces about how inflammation affects the vascular health. It's quite an interesting science. So my practice really got reshaped from just repairing teeth and looking at teeth into a very different way, and it was the integration of the oral conditions, being aware of the oral conditions that cause whole body issues, and then working with physicians that can help me manage the patient's health much more carefully. So we want to definitely create these beautiful smiles. There's no question about that. But what we really want is we want the person who has that beautiful smile to be healthy. So this is the paradigm that we have to get over, because this is what we learned, and this is how we learned it. And we learned this about doctors. But I can tell you that today, your dentist can be hugely important in your health, because most people see their dentist quite a bit more regularly than they see their physician. And if the dentist has an awareness of what to look for, it can be amazing what they can discover. And it starts by assessing disease, and I'm going to break it down into 6 kind of key areas and give you just a little taste of each one. And these are outlined out in the back as well. But gum disease, we call that periodontitis. That's an inflammation of the periodontium. Gum disease, cavities. Everyone's had somebody or knows somebody who's had a cavity in their tooth. And then bite disease, oral cancer, sleep apnea is a huge deal. And then this other one called biocorrosion, which you might not be too familiar with. But biocorrosion is something that can be easily detectable even with your fingernail. And I'll show you how to do that. So having one of these conditions can significantly affect your health, there's no question. And this makes no difference about your diet, because I can tell you that I've done lots of studies and tried to look just purely at nutrition, but it's a little bit more than that, because some of these diseases are caused by bacteria. And if you have them, you have them. In addition to these key areas, we're looking at now teaching dentists how to become more aware of early heart disease detection. And there was a piece in the back about know these top 25 to stay alive, and these are other disease conditions that affect someone's likelihood of having heart disease. In addition to that, we do a lot of yeast management. We have people that have chronic sinusitis and yeast infections from sugar, and so we can manage yeast infections. We're also concerned about hydration, nutrition, exercise, stress, these kinds of things. But I'm going to touch a little bit on the exposure to pollutants and mercury. There's some interesting things we can do with determining how much mercury you have in your body, if it's hurting you or not hurting you. And then proper supplementation. I have several patients who come in, and I would ask them what they're taking, and they say, well, I'm taking, one of the things they're taking is copper. I said, well, why are you taking copper? And they would say, well, my physician told me about 10 years ago I need to take copper. So, they're still taking copper. So we have to measure some of these vitamins and minerals that we're taking, and if we need to know when to get on them and when to get off them.